Wonderful people of God, may una come here gist with me. Then said they no go give us Nigeria to govern because my region, my tribe, they call Nigeria zoo. Why do you want to be the president of a country you always refer to as a zoo? Say that zoo where Nnamdi Kanu they always call Nigeria, the thing don't affect P2B. That is to say that the sin of your father must follow the children. So every day, Nnamdi Kanu, MNK, Odogum, will be saying Nigeria is a zoo. It's a zoo. All of you are baboons. This tribe. Now, Obi want to come out to contest to become the president of a zoo. Say it no go happen. Say Nigeria is too multi-ethnic, multi-tribal, multi-religion country. Like Nigeria should not. They should not give it to those region or those people waiting for that place. May they not smell Nigeria presidency because they never see anything good in Nigeria. Now waiting, this is according to Dr. Segun. You know when you hear Dr. Segun is a Euro bandit, a Euro terrorist, a Euro baboon, a Euro bastard, a destitute Dr. Segun. Now him say the meeting where they don't hold already, they have concluded that it is a big risk. They will never take this risk. The chances of giving Nigeria, a very fragile country like Nigeria, giving it out to a region that always denigrates it. So anything as Nnamdi Kanu they call Nigeria zoo made P2B suffer the consequences of how Nnamdi Kanu see Nigeria. Do you understand it? Let me now tell you how the whole thing started. This Dr. Segun, this doctor is a terrorist. Anytime you see Segun, Olaniyi, just know that terrorism. P2B was invited in USA to speak on Nigeria politics and governance. While he was discussing, inside the discussion, he now tried to assess the politics of Nigeria so far from the 1990s till date. And he tried to make comparison with what is happening in other countries like Vietnam, Indonesia, and China. These are the countries he always used to drive home his point as usual. Whenever you are discussing, you will always like to use one or two things as a yardstick to buttress your point further, so that people that are listening to you will know where you are driving to and where you are about to arrive. Let me take this paragraph from Obi's speech. We are coming from somewhere. We will come from somewhere so that you will know where we are going to. Let us now take the paragraph. I want to read from Obi. I will take one or two paragraphs. This will help you to understand why Segun is saying to you that your tribe will never be given a country like Nigeria to govern as you see am as zoo. Obi in USA. In my speech, I tried to assess three of our comparable nations, China, Vietnam, and Indonesia. From 1919 till date, in 1990, the year the measurement of the Human Development Index, HDI, was started, these three comparable nations, including Nigeria, were all classified under the medium category of the HDI measurements. 35 years later, three of these nations have moved up to the high category of HDI, while Nigeria has fallen into the low category. Within the same period of 35 years, from 1990 to 2025, the GDP per capita of these comparable nations have all improved as of 1990, while Nigeria had a GDP per capita of $556, China had $317, Indonesia had $578, and Vietnam had only $99. Nigeria obviously had higher GDP per capita than China, while Vietnam had less than 1/5 of Nigeria per capita. Today, Nigerians per capita is about 1/5 of Indonesia, in brackets $5,000, and Vietnam 4,400 GDP per capita, and below 1/10 of China's 1,300 GDP per capita. In the area of poverty, Nigeria, with about 50 million poor people, had the least number of people in poverty as at 1990. Nigeria had the lowest number of people in poverty in 1990 than any of the three countries aforementioned. Nigeria had lower poor people than China, than Vietnam, than Indonesia. I couldn't know what I him in 1990, these three countries. Why China had about 750 million people living in poverty. Indonesia and Vietnam had 85 million and 60 million poor people, respectively. China had about 15 times the number of poor people than Nigeria today. However, Nigeria has more poor people than these three countries combined. The question then is, what exactly did these countries do to be able to achieve the desired growth and development? That is where political leadership comes in. These comparable nations, and indeed other progressive nations unlike Nigeria, have competent leadership with character, capacity, and compassion, committed to prioritizing investment in critical areas of development, measurement, education, health, and pulling people out of poverty. In 1990, Nigeria had lower poor people, very low. Nigeria, you see now 550 something per capita. Indonesia low, China low, Vietnam low. Instead of Nigeria to now surpass these countries, as at 1990 they were better, bigger, in all ramification. In 2025, these countries surpassed Nigeria. And for us to now say that Vietnam and China are in poverty, they are the ones who say Nigerians are living in multidimensional poverty in 2025. What did these countries do differently that we did not do? And this is the answer to your question. Leadership. Leadership of compassion. Leadership of competence. And leadership of capacity. That is what Nigeria doesn't have. Now, why una retrogress since 1990? Retrogression. Now, the argument be this. Segun now come out and now say, Obi is demarketing Nigeria. This is a demarketing strategy. How do you say you want to be a president of Nigeria and you come out to say Indonesia no dey poor again, say na Nigeria dey poor? Now waiting this Segun, this guy, this Yoruba bandit, this Yoruba bastard, this Yoruba bastard, Yoruba Segun on X is a PDP man. He say he's oppositional. Also can no name opposition that he is opposing Tinubu, but now him come out to say that Obi dey demarket Nigeria. Say this thing where Obi talk with this comparison of China, Vietnam, and Indonesia, it go hard for Nigeria. And Nigeria can never be entrusted with a tribe where they talk down on their nation every day. Segun, the marketing of Nigeria started with the criminal Una put as Nigeria president or head of state. Is head of state? No, it's not head of state. That is where the demarketing started. By putting somebody where forging certificate, now where demarketing starts. By putting a drug addict, we will steady. If maybe no your other, he's addicted to it, it's different. No, your name, his business. Now where demarketing starts. Somebody with criminal record becoming the president of Nigeria. Now where your demarketing starts. They will do something, and now you the one blamed for their mistake. What Obi said is what is happening in Nigeria. The question is, Vietnam and Indonesia, including China, Nigeria, was 100% better than them as at 1990. What happened? Why did you retrogress like this? And you cannot answer the question because Segun is a Yoruba boom. Segun is a Yoruba bastard, and you don't expect them to know the truth. Nnamdi Kanu is the one that called Nigeria a zoo. And up to today, he still maintains his stand that Nigeria is a zoo. And you, Segun, you are an animal. You are a cow. You are a monkey in that zoo. And when we say Nigeria is a zoo, it's not a zoo of a normal zoo. The lowest zoo. Zoo where people don't have freedom of speech, freedom of movement. I want us to differentiate this so that we don't start giving them credit where they don't deserve. We have a zoo, a good zoo where reasonable people they build. The type of zoo where Nigeria be, it has never been recorded in this life. Nigeria is worse than Somalia. And that is, and you, Segun, what we are trying to tell you, that you are a babu living in the zoo. Stop changing the topic. Is Nigeria a zoo? Yes. Is Nigeria a jungle? Nigeria is a jungle. And you are the animal. You make up the animal in the zoo. You, Segun. Now this guy. You are an animal inside the jungle. You are a monkey. And you are a baboon. The tribe cannot, this tribe cannot be given Nigeria. It's multicultural, multi-ethnic, multi-religion. Waiting concern us. Why are you having erection? Can you fetch away erection for? Why? What is the reason for this? It does not concern us. Whether you want to give Nigeria to anybody, you are not doing anybody any favor. We don't give you Nigeria. No, you hold on now. We will do what we are supposed to do. And why we are doing what we are doing is because we see ourselves as Nigerians. We don't choose Nigeria. We did not choose Nigeria. Nigeria chose us. If it is by choosing Nigeria, no sensible person will choose Nigeria. Nigeria chose us and we don't want it. It is by force. They force us to become a Nigeria. You know? You cannot answer the question. Segun, Indonesia and China, they were doing lower than Nigeria in the 90s. Why is Nigeria doing poorer than them in 2025? That is what you are supposed to answer. It is a question thrown at you, and we expect you to deliver answer. Give us answer to the question raised. You cannot. Instead, you are attacking the person delivering the message. Is it about the messenger or the message passed in the message? No, give us Nigeria. Nigeria, no, give us Nigeria. You bastard. You destitute Segun. Don't give us. Are you giving us to us? Is it a favor? As una hold am now, me una hold am tight, I beg. See how did they say Nigeria? Hold am, don't give us. Nigeria is a zoo. Nigeria is a zoo. It's a jungle. It's a desert. Nothing is happening. It's an empty place. So as you say, you're not gonna give us Nigeria, maybe we'll cry now. What? Sometimes I don't know how these people reason. It is Nnamdi Kanu that call Nigeria a zoo, and now waiting Nigeria be. And you, Segun, you are a babu in the zoo. Whether you like it or not. Now, so then they see you outside. Anytime they see you as a black monkey. You are a black monkey. You are no man.